Hi, my name is Sam and this is my school project on the pyramids in Egypt. So, who built the pyramids? About 4,700 years ago, in 2630 BCE, ancient Egyptian peasants began to build the pyramids. They stopped building the pyramids at about 1600 BCE. Who were the pyramids built for? They were built for ancient Egyptian pharaohs. Some of the biggest pyramids were built for Pharaoh Sneferu, Pharaoh Khafre, and Pharaoh Khufu. Pharaoh Sneferu's pyramid, also known as the Red Pyramid or the North Pyramid, was the third largest pyramid with a base of 220 meters or 722 feet and a height of 104 meters, 341 feet. It was built in 2580 BCE. The second largest pyramid was built for Pharaoh Khafre with a base of 215 meters or 706 feet and a height of 136 meters or 448 feet. It was built in 2530 BCE. The biggest pyramid was built for Pharaoh Khufu with a base of 230 meters or 756 feet and a height of 147 meters or 481 feet. It was built in 2560 BCE. How did the pyramids evolve? At first, pyramids were just a mastaba tomb, which is a flat roof structure with sloping sides that were stacked on top of each other in stages. An entire family of pharaohs might be buried in one of these pyramids. Then they started to build pyramids like the Bent Pyramid. The top half of it is more pyramid-like and the bottom half of it is steeper. This is what gives the pyramid its name. Finally, Pharaoh Sneferu, who also built the Bent Pyramid, built the Red Pyramid. This is the type of pyramid we all know and love. Then, Khufu took it a step further and made the biggest pyramid in Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza. How were the pyramids built? Before they could build a pyramid, they had to find out where they were going to build it. Then they had to level the pyramid. After that, they had to mine huge blocks of limestone, about 2.3 million of them for the Pyramid of Giza. The way they cut the limestone is banging the limestone with heavy dolerite rocks. This took a long time. There are a few ways people think they moved them. The first way is to put the huge blocks on a sled and pull it across the desert. They could wet the sand to make it 2 times easier to pull. The second way they could have done it is put it in the Nile River and tie wood to it and float it down the Nile. The third and most popular way is to put it on boats and then move it down the Nile, which is most likely how they did it. Once they got the blocks to the pyramid, they had to have a way to get it to the top of the pyramid. When they were building it, they think they used ramps that they built onto according to the height of the pyramid, but archaeologists are not quite sure what design they used. One design they think they used is a big ramp that goes to the pyramid from one side that gets bigger and steeper the taller the pyramid gets. Another, more plausible design is one that wraps around the pyramid like a snake that moves up the pyramid, and towards the end when the pyramid is almost finished, it gets longer near the start. All of this makes you wonder what life would have been like as a worker who built the pyramids. You may think workers were slaves, but they were not. The workers lived in a complex of mud brick houses. In these houses were tools, clothes, pottery, and children's toys. In order to build the pyramids in the time they had, they needed a lot of workers. Building the pyramids was a nationwide project. Workers were drawn from all over Egypt to the site of the pyramid. There were about 4,000 main workers who worked in quarries, transported stone, and placed it all into its rightful place. These workers were supported by about 18,000 supporting workers who built ramps, made tools, replaced main workers, and supplied everybody with food. All of these workers needed supervisors in order to manage them. A supervisor's job would be very overwhelming, so they split the task and workforce in halves to make it easier to manage, and they also used temporary workers who only worked for about 3 months. This all seems possible and plausible, but of course there are theories about how the pyramids were built. The most popular conspiracy theory is aliens. I believe that we are not alone in the universe, but I do not believe aliens built the pyramids. I found it very interesting why people thought it was aliens. I don't understand why people discredit humanity instead of thinking it's awesome that people created it. Building the pyramids may seem impossible, but when you have no distractions and your entire life is devoted to it, it becomes more realistic. And if the aliens built the pyramids, then where did they go and why? It might not have been ancient Egyptians or the aliens, but it might have been an earlier, more advanced human race. When the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids, they had a crucial fundamental tool. That tool was trial and error.